What's good, everybody? And as promised, here is my review of Linkin Park's third studio album, released in the year 2007, Minutes to Midnight. So, a little thing about it, Minutes to Midnight was the first album Linkin Park did that featured more mellower stuff and less of their nu metal style. It was their first kind of evolution, their next big evolution coming in their forthcoming album after that, which is 1,000 Suns, and then obviously when One More Light came, that was different for them as well. But this was their first change. This was kind of polarizing to some hardcore fans, but a lot of people really liked it. I actually find this to be their second best album, believe it or not. I actually think this album is a smidge better than A Hybrid Theory and very close to Meteora. It took multiple listens for me to personally enjoy it, but I feel like it's a very good album that's often underrated by fans of the band. So track 1 is Wake. Wake is kind of just a regular instrumental intro by Joe Hahn. It's kind of a melodic, kind of electronic sounding thing. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's kind of just an intro to the next track, which is Given Up. Now this is a great example of a Linkin Park song that sounds like their newer rock style that they went with, but it still keeps those fundamentals from the previous two albums, like Chester Bennington's Screaming, for example. His vocal delivery on the song is really good, especially his 18-second scream, which is insane and might be the best rock scream I've ever heard. It's crazy. He can carry this song. I like Brad Delson's jingling keys at the intro. I think that adds some flair to this. The guitar riff's really memorable, punchy, and kind of a very good anthem. You get a really good anthem vibe from this song, and I think it's a really underrated song. Yes, a lot of people know about it, but it's seldom put in people's top 10s, and I would put it potentially in there towards the top half or even in like an honorable mentions because I think it's a really underrated song. The third song is Leave Out All the Rest. Now, this song is so awesome. I have actually cried after listening to this song. It might be Chester's vocal delivery given the fact that he's passed on. I feel like his vocal delivery in this song is spectacular. I really like the sound of it. I think his vocals are very calming on this song. I also really like the electronic, that in the background, and the drums and guitars have a really soothing riff and beat to them as well. And just overall, this is a really relaxing, really mellow, and very sentimental track from the band. This was one of their first, other than Breaking the Habit and a few others, this was their first mellow song that a lot of people heard. And this was obviously one of the singles. You know, it's one of their main songs on this album. It's one of the first songs, so it gives you a good vibe of what you're going to be hearing on this album. A mellow but really good song. Really good songs instrumentally and vocally. And next we have Bleed It Out. I used to really like this song, but something about it, it's just lost its flair to me. It's basically just Mike rapping. It's subpar rap. I mean, it's not his best. That would definitely be a place for my head. That's his best song rap-wise. This is rough. I don't really like. I know a lot of people are going to be kind of shocked, but I really don't like Bleed It Out. I think it's pretty overrated. It's just a very simple ba 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 kind of drum beat with like the same guitar riff over and over again. It kind of just sounds like them noodling and having fun. I don't really like Chester's vocals in this song, which is surprising because they're good on every other song. I just really don't like this song anymore. And next is Shadow of the Day. Another great mellow song, a nice electronic bing, bing, boom, boom, kind of raindrop sounding thing. That's really soothing. Again, the drum beat and guitars are really... There's like a really nice soothing guitar riff, but there's still guitars. This is kind of how I wish One More Light was, because I think it could really work with that. But anyway, that's not going off on a tangent or anything. The mellow guitars really help this song. It's got great lyrics, and this is kind of a change. Linkin Park's past two albums also would talk a lot more about personal anxiety and depression and self-medication. Well, this album talks more about many instead of one individual. You have all kinds of things being talked about. This song mirrors themes about war and genocide and poverty and people questioning their future, and it's really a thought-provoking song. And it has a very good music video as well, and quite a few of the music videos to this album are very thought-provoking. The next song is What I've Done. Again, another thought-provoking song about regretting the past and hoping to look back and change it. That's the lyrical message. It's really good. And to show that, it shows things that happened in the world in the music video, like oil spills, wars, genocides, starving children, starving people, people being homeless. And the band is basically in like a desert, kind of like a barren desert too, and it's a really good music video. It's very thought-provoking, and a lot of the songs on this album really are. And the next song is Hands Held High. Another, to me, a very subpar song that features rapping by Mike. It's got a really good message, but for some reason the two songs, or however many, I think there's like 2 or 3 where Mike raps, or at least raps a little bit, just aren't very good to me. There's just something about them that I don't really care for. On this album, I think it's just because it's over a very mellow background. It doesn't really work as well as stuff on Meteora, like something, or Hybrid Theory, like something on Hybrid Theory, like A Place from Ahead, or Nobody's Listening on Meteora. We had like a bang 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 bang. You had like a kind of rap, like disc thing. This is just kind of like a mellow instrumental track, and then in the chorus, other people going amen, like a really monotone amen. That's basically the song. I don't really like this song, although it does have a really good message about, the rich waging war, the poor, memorable quotes that Mike remembers his brother writing down, and stuff like that. It's got a good lyrical message, but it's not very effective in carrying it. And the next song is No More Sorrow at track 8. This is kind of a late album or mid-album kind of heavy song in the middle of a bunch of mellow songs, so it's kind of weird to see this here, but this is a very good song. It's got a really heavy guitar riff, great screaming and vocals by Chester. He really carries this. The distorted guitars sound almost like something you hear on The Hunting Party, like a Guilty All the Same or a Line in the Sand. I really like the distortion they used on the guitars that you can clearly tell in this song. I also like the ba-da-da-da kind of drum beat. It's a soldier beat, kind of like Hands Held High, but this time it works. Maybe if Mike rapped over a song like this, it might be a little more effective, but I think that this is definitely a great song, and it's not often talked about, again, when people, talk about, oh, I love these songs. It's a really good song, too. And the next one at track 9 is Valentine's Day. Now, believe it or not, this is probably my 3rd favorite song on the album. I really like this song because the guitar pickup is nice. I wouldn't call it a breakdown, but there's a lot of these later album songs you think it's just going to be a mellow kind of, electronic beat with Chester with some really calming vocals, but the guitars really pick up, and this song's really good. I think it's about the 3rd or 4th verse, and then it's like on a balance. When the chorus comes in, the guitars come in too, and it's a really nice kind of. As the song builds, the guitars and drums build, and another one of their later songs, In Pieces, is similar to that, and I really like this song because it's just very effective when it does that. It also has a really good lyrical message, surprisingly. It sounds like, the theme of Valentine's Day is just like a typical breakup song. It actually is a lot deeper. From what I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this song is actually Chester Bennington's father died on Valentine's Day, and that's why it's very difficult for him. So it's a very personal song that, honestly, I didn't know that, but until shortly ago, but it makes it a lot more, relatable and a lot more sentimental. And track 10 is In Between. This is a decent song. Although it's not one of my favorites on this album, it is the first song to feature Mike Shinoda kind of singing. It's definitely was weird for people. This is like the first song where he really sings for the whole song and doesn't rap at all, which is really odd. But he does a good job of carrying this song. It's not his best vocal song, but again, it's his first. The background is very boring. The instrumentals are kind of just a very weird organy piano sound. It's like, I don't really like the instrumental tracks to this. song very much, and the lyrics are subpar, and there's a little like droplets of guitar, but it's not really the best, most thought-provoking song on this album. It's, to me, kind of in the middle, towards the lower half. And track 11 is In Pieces. This is, when I think underrated Linkin Park songs, I think this. In fact, this might be the most underrated Linkin Park song. It's really good. The instrumental in this song, I just love. You start off with like a kind of what sounds to me like a marimba or something, like a bloom, 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 kind of on that, where it has a really cool kind of percussion-y sound to start off. Chester's vocals are amazing on this song. And then the guitars pick up and there's like a mini solo where it goes like lee, and then obviously like Valentine's Day, as I previously stated, the song, when it picks up, the guitar and drums pick up, and it's a really good ending. Like the last 30 seconds or so, the guitar and drum work is excellent. Like the instrumentals, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like this album because there's not enough rock in it. There's a lot of really good guitar and drums layered into this album that you can clearly hear. And I think, and that's why I like it, and that's why I think it's one of their better projects, because it's mellower, and I think One More Light would have been perfect if it was in the style of this album, because the context of the lyrics and everything would just work so perfectly. But I just love how this song picks up. I love the vocal delivery, and I just feel like it's an extremely underrated song. And track 12 is The Little Things Give You Away. This is the second song on the album where Mike, has a singing part. It's okay. I don't really think it's a great close to this album. I would have liked to see something more like an In Pieces or a Valentine's Day or a What I've Done to close out this album. It's really just like I don't really know what to say about it. It's just, there's not a lot. It's a little bit repetitive. The drum, I kind of like the drum hi-hat kind of thing that goes on in it, but it picks up a little bit. It has kind of an okay drum and guitar riff, but it's very repetitive, and it's actually a pretty long song too. It's like, it's like, how long is it? Oh, it's 6 minutes. Okay, wow. Yeah, I thought it was like 5.5. It's actually like 6.5 minutes long. So yeah, that's a really long song. And it's very repetitive for like half of that. So yeah, it's not my favorite way, and I wouldn't have closed out the album with it personally if I was in the band. So yeah guys, that being said, that is my review of the album. This is one of my longest videos because I love this album and I really wanted to elaborate on basically every song, spend almost a minute talking about every song. So yeah, overall I give this album an 8. A lot of people would probably give it about a 6 or a 7, but I'd say an 8 because to me, as I said, I think the instrumental layering in this and the vocal work is very good and very mature and just very, it's almost a step up to me. Like that, just, it's very well, it just has a very good effective sound to me, and I listen to it a lot when I study. I don't know what it is, but it's very productive music. Yeah, so I'd give it an 8. Again, let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree, or you think, or you want to argue with me on one of the songs and think, oh, I actually really like that song, or why do you like that song? I'm fine with that. I'm open to that. And obviously stay tuned for my next video, which is most likely going to be Friday or so, where I'm going to review, or I'm going to talk about Linkin Park's One More Light Live. I'm going to talk about stuff like that, and talk about the version of Crawling that they did live that I really like. So yeah guys, that's all. As always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay awesome.